courthouse hallway buzzed with tension, echoing with hurried footsteps and hushed conversations. It was supposed to be an ordinary morning, another high-profile case, another powerful millionaire facing the consequences of his actions. But no one expected what happened next. Inside courtroom 3B, the atmosphere felt heavy. Reporters filled the benches, whispering about the sensational trial. At the defense table sat Gregory H. Lawson, a cold-eyed millionaire known for buying his way out of trouble. But this time, things were different. His usual arrogance looked shaken, and he kept glancing toward the courtroom doors. Everyone knew why. Today was the day his star lawyer, Daniel Mercer, was supposed to deliver the final arguments. Mercer was famous, sharp, fearless, and fiercely loyal to wealthy clients. But as the minutes passed, he was nowhere to be seen. Judge Whitaker entered, and the courtroom stood. Everyone took their seats again, but Mercer's chair remained empty. "Is counsel present?" the judge asked, annoyance creeping into his voice. Gregory's face paled. His assistant scrambled through her phone. The courtroom stirred with murmurs. Something was wrong. Terribly wrong. Just outside, in a quiet corner of the corridor, mops, buckets, and cleaning supplies leaned against the wall. Sam Turner, the janitor, tightened his gloves and sighed. He was a single dad, exhausted from juggling night shifts, court cleaning duties, and raising his little girl, Emma. He never imagined that today would be any different. But then chaos erupted. A security guard ran down the hall, shouting into his radio. "Mercer is gone. He fled the building, escaped through the back exit." Sam froze. What? Inside the courtroom, panic spread. Reporters rushed out. Gregory Lawson slammed his fist on the table. His assistant nearly dropped her phone. Judge Whitaker's voice thundered, "We cannot proceed without defense counsel." Sam watched the confusion unfold. He had always admired the legal system from afar. Years ago, he dreamed of being a lawyer before life forced him into minimum wage jobs. He still read old law books during breaks, still knew more about court procedures than most people realized. He wasn't supposed to get involved. But when the judge announced that the trial would be delayed indefinitely, putting innocent witnesses at risk and potentially allowing Gregory to escape justice, something in Sam stirred. He stepped forward, and the moment he pushed open the courtroom door, every head turned toward the janitor who was about to change everything. The courtroom fell silent as Sam Turner walked in, still wearing his janitor uniform. A mop streak on his sleeve and worry lines etched across his tired face. No one understood why he had entered, least of all Sam himself. But something inside him knew he couldn't stand by and watch injustice unfold. Judge Whitaker peered over his glasses. "Mr. Turner, is there a reason you're interrupting court proceedings?" Sam swallowed hard. "Your Honor, I know this sounds strange, but maybe I can help." Laughter erupted instantly. Gregory Lawson leaned back, smirking as reporters exchanged delighted whispers. A janitor offering legal help? It was the kind of headline they lived for. Judge Whitaker raised a hand for silence. "Mr. Turner, this is a court of law. Only licensed attorneys may speak for the defense." Sam nodded. "I understand, Your Honor. I'm not here to represent Mr. Lawson. I'm here to inform the court about something important." Everyone leaned forward. Sam continued, voice trembling but steady. "I saw Daniel Mercer, the defense attorney, leaving the building through the service exit. He looked terrified. Someone confronted him near the loading dock. I heard him say, 'I won't lie for you anymore.' Then he ran." The courtroom gasped. Gregory Lawson's face turned stone cold. Judge Whitaker straightened. "You witnessed this?" "Yes, sir. I was cleaning the hallway beside the loading dock. A low ripple passed through the courtroom. This was no longer about a missing lawyer. This was about intimidation, power, and fear." "Why didn't you report it immediately?" the judge asked. Sam hesitated. "Because I didn't think anyone would believe a janitor over a millionaire's attorney. But now he's gone, and I can't ignore it." He expected mockery. Instead, he got silence. A reporter whispered, "This could blow the case open." The prosecutor rose from her seat. "Your Honor, the witness's statement suggests that the defendant may have tampered with legal proceedings." Gregory shot to his feet. "Lies! This nobody is making it up." Judge Whitaker slammed his gavel. "Sit down, Mr. Lawson." Sam stepped back, heart pounding. He wasn't trying to be a hero. He just wanted the truth out because truth mattered even if you wore janitor boots instead of polished lawyer shoes. Then something unexpected happened. The prosecutor approached Sam. "Mr. Turner, would you be willing to testify under oath?" Sam looked around the courtroom at the faces full of disbelief, curiosity, even hope. He took a deep breath. "Yes, I'll do whatever it takes." And in that moment, the janitor became the most important person in the room. The courtroom was packed the next morning. News channels had already run the headline, "Janitor to testify against Millionaire in shocking trial twist." Sam Turner sat stiffly in the witness stand, palms sweating, but his voice remained calm as he repeated yesterday's account under oath. Every word he spoke painted a clearer picture. Daniel Mercer didn't run because he was guilty. He ran because he was threatened. Gregory Lawson glared at Sam with a cold, venomous stare, the kind that made most people shrink. But Sam didn't look away. Judge Whitaker leaned forward. "Mr. Turner, did you hear anything else? Details matter." Sam nodded slowly. "Yes. After Mr. Mercer ran, the man who confronted him made a phone call. He said, 'Your lawyer is out.' The plan worked." A wave of murmurs swept across the courtroom. The prosecutor seized the moment. "Your Honor, this strongly suggests witness tampering, and I request access to the building's back exit security footage for the time Mr. Turner mentions." Judge Whitaker approved it immediately. Minutes later, the footage was displayed on the courtroom screen. Gasps echoed as everyone saw it. Daniel Mercer rushing out the exit, chased by a tall man in a dark jacket. Moments later, the man spoke into a phone, and the name on the phone display flashed briefly. Gregory Lawson. Gregory stood up, shouting, "This is fabricated. I demand—" "Enough," the judge thundered. "The evidence is clear. You are under investigation for interference with court proceedings." Gregory's face crumbled as officers approached to escort him out. The room erupted. Reporters shouted questions, cameras flashed, and spectators whispered in disbelief. Amid the chaos, the judge turned to Sam. "Mr. Turner, your honesty has helped preserve the integrity of this courtroom. This city owes you gratitude." Sam's ears burned red. He wasn't used to praise, certainly not from judges or reporters. As Gregory was taken away, the prosecutor approached Sam with a gentle smile. "You did the right thing. Most people would have stayed silent." Sam shrugged. "I just couldn't let someone get away with scaring a man into lying." "You changed the entire case," she replied, "and you proved something important." "What's that?" Sam asked quietly. "That heroes don't always wear suits." Later that evening, Sam walked home still wearing his janitor uniform, but for the first time ever. He felt taller, lighter, proud. He had stepped into a role no one expected him to fill, and he had done it with truth, courage, and heart. The janitor had become the man who saved justice. 2 days after Gregory Lawson's arrest, the courtroom reconvened, but this time the atmosphere was completely different. Reporters no longer whispered doubts about Daniel Mercer. Instead, all eyes were fixed on the man who had unexpectedly become the center of the case. Sam Turner, the janitor who saved the trial. Daniel sat at the defense table, no longer anxious or defeated. For the first time since the trial began, he looked hopeful. His wife sat beside him, squeezing his hand with quiet gratitude. Judge Whitaker entered, and the courtroom fell silent. "We have thoroughly reviewed all evidence," he began, adjusting his glasses. "This includes the new statements, security footage, and the investigation into Mr. Gregory Lawson." The tension tightened like a held breath. The judge continued, "It is now clear that Mr. Mercer was manipulated into fleeing out of fear for his safety. Therefore, the charge of obstruction is dismissed." A soft sob of relief escaped Daniel's wife. "And," the judge added, "a new investigation has been opened into Lawson's dealings, including attempts to influence this court and suppress evidence. Mr. Mercer, you are free to go." Applause broke out in the courtroom, something strictly against protocol, but Judge Whitaker didn't stop it. Even he seemed relieved. Daniel stood up, overwhelmed. Then he turned, searching the room until his eyes found Sam. The janitor was standing near the back, broom still in hand, because even during the most historic trial of the year, Sam refused to skip work. Daniel walked straight to him. "Sam," he said, voice thick with emotion, You saved my life, my family, my future. I'll never forget this. Sam awkwardly rubbed the back of his neck. I just did what felt right. No, Daniel said firmly. You did what most people wouldn't have the courage to do. Reporters instantly swarmed. Cameras flashed. Microphones stretched toward Sam. Mr. Turner, how does it feel to be a hero? Will you pursue a law career? Did you expect this outcome? Sam raised his hands, overwhelmed. I'm just a janitor, he said softly. But Daniel shook his head. Not anymore. Later that afternoon, Daniel and his wife invited Sam to their home. They sat around a large wooden table, Sam feeling out of place but welcomed, while Daniel slid a folder toward him. I run a scholarship foundation, Daniel said. And Sam, if you want it, I'd like to sponsor your education. Law school, business school, anything. Sam's breath caught. No one had ever offered him something like this. No one had ever seen potential in him. His voice cracked. Why me? Daniel smiled. Because you believed in the truth even when no one believed in you. And for the first time in years, Sam let himself believe in a future beyond mops, late-night shifts, and empty dreams. A future he had earned.